Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamertag Radio.
Welcome to Gamertag Radio, episode 1387. This is our 20th season. Holy smokes, 20 years already. Woof, incredible. This is Danny Peña. Thank you for watching or listening to this podcast. And also, we have the whole crew. Finally, the whole crew. We have here Peter Toledo. Pete, what's up, Pete?
What's up, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. Or wherever you're at.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, man. How was your nice vacation?
It's been fantastic. Fantastic. Spent some time in Madrid. Went over to Toledo, Spain. Spent some time there. Ate like a god. I'm feeling a little thick and chunky these days.
That's good. Hey, that's how you do it, man. During the holidays. And also we have Paris Lily. Paris, what's up, man? How was your vacation?
New Year.
Happy New Year, man. I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna be a very great, positive person in 2025.
It's good for you. I'm happy for you. I've been sick the whole holiday. It's like the second year in a row I've been sick during the holiday. Just now starting to get over it, but I'm good.
That's good. Good.
I mean, that's good. That's good. Is it an event, or you got together with friends that probably maybe got you sick or something? For me, when I got sick, I think it was the Game Awards. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was the Game Awards. I've been battling some kind of cold, whatever it is, since the Game Awards, and it just got worse. Like, because the kids, like, I think there was like the little Game Awards sickness, and I got over that, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine. And then I noticed the kids start getting sick, and then Rox got sick. And then it like hit me like a ton of bricks like this last week, man. So hopefully, like I said, I'll be getting over it here in the next few days.
It's all good. Well, feel better, man. Feel better. Oh, all right. So this episode, we're going to be talking about our 3 most anticipated games of 2025. And no, we're not going to say Grand Theft Auto. I know everybody's going to say Grand Theft Auto. I want something new. Different list. Hopefully. What happened, Paris?
I didn't agree to that. Just because you two talk amongst yourselves about what you're going to do, why are you saying what I can say? Man, I'm allowed to say what I want to say.
First of all, you didn't say anything because you were sick and just writing angry messages. Not my fault. That's not our fault at all, man. Not our fault at all.
Wait, are we like on Twitch?
Well, Twitter. I have it on Twitter. I was trying to do it on YouTube. I have to wait until tomorrow. I don't know what's going on. I was going to do it from the Gamertag Radio account. I'm having issues with it, so I have to wait until tomorrow. Then, starting next week, I can have it over there. Whatever. It's all good. But it's on Twitch and also on Twitter. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that. I I went to Square Enix a couple weeks ago, actually last month, and talked to the dev team about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We talked about, the game overall, getting nominations at the Game Awards, and a couple other cool things. Also, the PC version, we talked about that. It's coming out actually later this month. So it's great interview. It's like a good 30 minutes or so. So make sure to stay tuned on the podcast here on GTR. Also, I want to mention that, and I talked to Paris about this. I know Pete doesn't know because he was on vacation and stuff, but starting Thursday throughout the whole year, I want to post old Gamertag Radio content. It will be like a GTR retro episode type thing where I will have commentary. Hopefully the guys want to join. They can have some commentary of stuff that were recorded from back then. Like, for example, Paris requested for me to post the Community versus Press, which we recorded this a long time ago. And it's crazy because, I totally forgot about that until Paris mentioned it. And I think it will be good for us to release it and just have that conversation. Like, how was content creation back then compared to how it is now? A lot of things has changed, So that's one of the episodes I would love to release. But yeah, Paris.
To give how long ago that was, number one, I wasn't even a part of Gamertag Radio at that point. And we were at a gaming event. And I won't even say who it was, but let's just put it this way. Someone that works at Marvel was there. And this was leading up to the Avengers. Like they were filming the Avengers when we were doing this. That's how long ago that was.
That was a long time ago.
And it's crazy that combo is probably still relevant today.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't remember what we talked about. That's how long ago. But I will post that. I also found some some old content that Paris probably is not going to remember. The balcony, Paris.
Yeah, I was listening to the one you posted with me and Phoenix. Let me say this.
Yeah.
The convo we had, pretty spot on. I went back and listened to it. Like, we were talking because it was Spider-Man coming to the MCU, and we were talking about the ramifications of that, what Marvel needed to do, and how much they were relying on Robert Downey Jr., and they needed to cultivate new characters because they can't keep going back to Robert Downey Jr. And look where we are. They went right back. Look, back to me. They went right back to him again because they didn't do, because we were talking about Captain Marvel and how they needed to elevate her and just all that stuff. And it's interesting.
It's interesting either, right?
Yeah. How that came down.
Another request, and this is, I saw this on the chat last time we recorded. People want me to bring back the 4 SKUs. 4 SKUs. But Pete is like, whatever. Man, but you know what, Pete? Paris, you got to let him know, man. What was it he said to me? In a way, it's kind of right with her.
No, you weren't right. No, I'll bring it back, please, because you were wrong.
Yo, I said there was gonna be so many different SKUs, and look now, this is an Xbox. Xbox is everywhere, man. Hey, I'm gonna bring it back.
Goodbye,
Pete. Is there any requests of any episode? Because this is gonna be throughout the whole year. Every Thursday, a new retro episode is coming out. So, is there an episode that you're like, man, you know what? I think we should bring it back just to see how it is. And there's going to be some commentary in there, you know, from us now. Is there anything? Because I would love to bring
the first one that's always going to come up is always going to be 4SKU, right? Because that's always the first one that always comes up every single time. I got to think about it. Let me dig through the archives.
Do it. And actually, you could also download the GTR app.
The OG one.
You could download it, and all the episodes are there. Like,
yeah,
it's old school there, man. So, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff, man. Also, this year is the 20th anniversary of the Xbox 360 launch. So I have the original audio when we were at the store waiting for the Xbox 360 to come out, midnight launch release, right? We were there. You probably remember this, Pete, the Best Buy in Kendall, the one that's by Dayland. We were there.
Yeah.
Okay, they had a big event. And I also had, and this is former co-host, Sal Bradley. He was at 0 Hour. Paris was there as a fan. He wasn't a content creator at that time at all. But I have content from that event too, like a behind the scenes Q&A with, back then, he used to work there, Jay Adler and also Peter Moore. I think I have audio of Clifford B doing a presentation of Gears of War, and he had like a Q&A about the game too. You went to that one too, Paris? That was at 0 Hour. Do you remember that?
I'm offended with the way that you said all of that. You kind of just dismissed me like, he was just a nobody back then.
I mean,
he was there.
You were not recording back then.
Nobody.
No, you weren't recording back then.
I was not. No,
at all.
No, you know what's funny? No, I didn't go to any. Bro, I was just so excited to be there. I was just playing all the games. I wasn't talking to nobody. I just played games all the time. Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, somebody mentioned here in the chat, this is on Twitch, by the way, I'm surprised Gamertag wasn't on the X Power Hunt documentary. Hey, look, I don't know. We were there from the beginning. Paris, I was there. I mean,
if you think about it, Ryan McCaffrey was on there. Keely was on there, right? I mean, Keely, they didn't really have any community people.
They had one person that he was the first person that got the original Xbox at the Times Square. But I was there. I was there even before he even got inside. Yeah. I was inside the store at that time. But hey, it's all good. It's all good. It was a great documentary anyway. So make sure to check it out. All right. So yeah, guys, make sure to check it out every Thursday. There's going to be a brand new GTR Retro episode. That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to go back and listen to these old, ancient episodes, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Before you continue, there is one episode I want you to find and pull up. It's the episode where I was on and reviewed Halo 4 and hated it. And there was a live chat, and I got in an argument with someone in the live chat about the Halo 4 review.
Really?
It's not real. So and a freaking weirdo online was telling me that he was arguing with me in a live chat because I hated Halo 4. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I wasn't even on Gamertag Radio then. Gamertag Radio didn't even do live chats back then. It's like, what are you talking about?
We were record, but we were doing like Twitch.
It was offline.
We did Twitch. I think after... Yeah, you joined. You were already part of GTR. That's when we started.
No, I wasn't. That's the point.
When we started Twitch, yes, Paris, we joined.
No.
Twitch.
I thought you were saying Halo 4. I was going to say no. I wasn't with Halo 4. Yeah.
No. You. I think the review that we did together was BioShock Infinite, which the audio sounds terrible, by the way, of that one. But I'm gonna put it up. So. All right, so let's talk about the 3 most anticipated games of 2025. You know, Pete hit me up. Well, he hit us up. He's like, hey, look, we got to mention some games, but it can't be just Grand Theft Auto. It can't, because everybody's going to say the same thing. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Look, Grand Theft Auto is going to be the biggest game of this year. But it looks like it might get delayed. But yeah, go ahead, Paris.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is not coming out in 2025.
Shit.
I just said that. Listen. I just said that right now. Listen.
I had my hand raised before you said it.
So wait, when do you think it's coming out then?
Spring 2026.
That makes sense.
Look, I'm saying it tongue in cheek, but I am not holding my breath that game comes out this year. Rockstar is notorious for delaying games. So they're not going to put it out if they don't feel 100% confident in it, and they'll delay it. And that's fine. So yeah, it'll be great if it does come out, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
I don't blame you. I can see that happen. Definitely. But you know what? A lot of companies are like, man, let's just wait to the perfect time for us to have a date because we don't want to release our stuff around Grand Theft Auto. No company wants to do that, man. So
there's only one game that could come out around Grand Theft Auto and be unaffected.
Call of Duty?
Yep.
2. Yeah, Call of Duty. And you know what? Maybe a Nintendo game, like a Mario AAA game. It's not going to get affected. It's a totally different crowd. What? You don't get to say something?
I didn't say anything. Okay.
I mean, am I wrong? I mean, I don't know. I'm not.
You're not wrong, but Mario isn't selling on the scale of a Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty, anyways. When it comes to that, I mean, maybe Mario Kart. That's it. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's going to release on console first, anyways, right? Like they always.
Yeah, it's not going to be on PC.
Yeah, they always release on console. Then 12 to 18 months after that is when it hits PC. I actually I actually pulled out the PowerPoint deck earlier today before we came on because my wife was asking, "Well, what are you guys going to talk about?" I was like, "Well, we're going to talk about this, Grand Theft Auto 6." And she looked at me and I was just like, "We might have to make an extra purchase in 2025 just so I could play it."
Yeah. Well, before we talk about that, Pete, do you see yourself doing a presentation for the Nintendo Switch 2?
No, as much as I would like to, and with as much travel that's coming up in the next 4 months, it would make I could try and sit there, but like I don't want to have to go on that mission of trying to justify another handheld. I already have 2 that can do the job. I don't think anything that they do release in 2025, if it even, I mean, they'll announce it in 2025, but I don't think it'll release. I don't know if it'll release until the end of the year, if it does at all.
Well,
I just can't make that justification.
I've been seeing a lot of leaks lately. I don't know if you've seen a lot of. I think it's going to get announced very soon. I'm talking about like very, very soon, but coming out
until they have a monster IP to release along with it. I don't know if they release it without that flagship tentpole title ready to go.
You haven't listened to the episode, but it's okay. Go ahead, Paris. It's okay.
I think Switch 2 comes out in March, and it's, to your point, Pete, there'll be, okay, let me back up. I don't know if you remember, allegedly Switch 2 was going to come out last year, and it got delayed because they were trying to wait to get a certain game ready to launch with it, whether that game's 3D Mario, Mario Kart, or whatever the case. If it's ready, I think it comes out, because didn't the original Switch came out in March, didn't it?
Let me see. It was announced October, press conference January,
and I think it was March, right?
And March, yeah. So
March
between
2017.
Yeah, between March or April, I can see it happening.
So my point on that is they're not afraid. They don't like, oh, we have to release in the holiday. If they got the games ready, they'll put it out. So my conspiracy theory is it gets announced this month. It's leaking every goddamn where. They might as well announce it. So announce it now. Put it out in March. And like I said, it's Mario Kart or 3 Mario or whatever comes out with it. They show games that'll come out during the rest of the year until the holiday. There you go.
You know what? It would make sense if they could announce it sometime like in the middle of a week and then have that whole week, the rest of the week, plus the weekend, people are going to be talking about it for a while. And maybe have a similar press conference as they did the last one. They had it live in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And once they were done, pre-orders were ready right after that. And like you said, release it in March. And I think that's the perfect time. I think it will release still, in my opinion, I think it's going to be with Mario Kart 9. And then build it up. Then we'll see Metroid Prime 4 the month after that or 2 months after that. And then at the end of the year, have a AAA Mario game. Is it going to be 2D, 3D? I don't know.
It's got to be 3D. They just did Wonder. That'd be pointless to do it 2D. Think about it. It's been 8 years since 3D Mario.
Yeah, like it's the right time to do it. And just to give you guys a little clue into Asian launches, they're very, very superstitious on the number and the day of the week that they would release it. So it would have to make sense from a Japanese perspective on the release date. I can't remember the actual number. I think 2 would make sense, but 2's on a Saturday. I can't see them launching on a Saturday or a Sunday. It's a Saturday. Have they?
In Japan? Yeah, that's not crazy for them to launch on a Saturday in Japan.
They've done like Fridays, Saturdays. Yeah, I mean. But the reason, and I know people are asking like, oh, but Metroid could launch the same day. Look, I could see an exclusive Nintendo game coming out every month. Like they did that during the last launch of the original Switch. Every month there was an exclusive coming out for like the whole year. You know, and release the big ones towards the end of the year. That's what I can see. Yeah.
So another conspiracy that I have. Because I'm going to go to CES next week, and going to be at a few of the announcements. Can't wait to that Lenovo one. That's going to be interesting.
I'm very curious about that.
But NVIDIA is doing the keynote. And we know, again, worst kept secret ever, 5000 series cars are about to drop. They've not talked about anything with DLSS 4, any of that. So I'm imagining all that's going to happen at CES, right? Again, the leaks. We know this next Switch is powered by NVIDIA, and it is highly rumored that it will also be doing some kind of AI upscaling. So what if that's a part of what they're waiting on? They're waiting for NVIDIA to announce, here's the next gen DLSS. Now Switch 2 comes out, powered by that same tech. There you go.
I like the idea, but do you think Nintendo's going to allow that, though? They're partners, so? Unless they give it okay.
I'm not saying NVIDIA announces the Switch 2. I'm saying NVIDIA says, hey, here's our new tech. Now Nintendo can come out and go, oh, hey, by the way, here's the Switch 2 and we're using this. That's what I think. Like, in other words, NVIDIA gets to announce their tech, then Nintendo gets to announce the Switch 2 using that tech.
You know what? When is NVIDIA's press conference?
Monday. Just me. I would be there in person, but we're going to be at Raw. So
yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, all right. So let's go back to the top 3 most anticipated games, man. So let's start. It doesn't have to be in order. It could be any game. You know, Paris or P. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. Can I go first?
Yes. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Grand Theft Auto 6.
That is not Grand Theft Auto 6.
First one for me, I'm going to say Judas from Ken Levine and Ghost Story. Obviously, it's going to be this first title from the new studio after BioShock. I'm super excited, obviously, for every reason imaginable, right? It's Ken Levine. I'm super excited for it. It's like a supernatural sci-fi first-person perspective. You play a hacker on a mission on this ship. And the crazy part is that you're already dead. And like the game starts off and you're like being 3D printed, coming to life, and it's a survival game. It's super exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
Is that officially 2025?
Allegedly. I mean, just like probably everything else.
Paris is like, everything is getting delayed.
Everything's being delayed. Everything's on Cuban time.
I'm gonna mention one game, and I hope Parrot tells me if this game is going to get delayed or not. Because it looks like every game we're mentioning is like 2025. Hey, look, the reason why I'm going to mention this game is because I'm a very huge fan of this studio because they worked on one of my favorite racing games, Forza Horizon. Oh God, Paris, what happened now?
Why are you worried about what I do?
They've been working on this game for years, and it's going to be something different that I'm not, the company's not used to. So I'm very curious to see how they're going to make this game, like how the game's going to come out overall. It's Fable. Now, and I was going to ask you, Paris, do you think that game is still coming out 2025? Why everything is getting delayed?
I'm kidding. That was my game. That's my most anticipated game too.
Yeah, that game is gonna be good, man. It's gonna be really good. I'm very curious to see, how different it's gonna be from the older Fable games. So yeah.
You want to know what excites me the most about Fable? I mean, we've obviously seen the visuals on it. It looks outstanding. I know Jez, talked about he got to see some of it. Like all of that's legit. But it's the fact that they got some former CDPR people that worked on Witcher 3 doing the gameplay. I was like, yeah, there you go. If we get Fable, open world, Witcher 3 style, I'm all in. All in on it.
Nice. Any other games for you, Paris?
No games since I have not talked yet. So I have no games. Nothing else. You got me.
Really?
He don't listen.
Listen. I mean, I know it's the same game, but you don't have anything else?
No, of course. I thought we were doing 3.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Fine. All right. Pete, go. You're next.
No, what you doing?
Look, we haven't recorded.
No, Pete hit on Judas. I'm very skeptical that it makes 2025. I hope it does because it's definitely one of my most anticipated. Obviously, like you just said with Fable, I'm really looking forward to that. Microsoft seems very confident with it. They were stamping 2025 on it last year at the showcase, and nothing has seemed to change so far. So that looks to be their big game for 2025. My other one would be PlayStation's big game for 2025, Ghost of Yotei. Can't wait for that. That's going to be phenomenal from Sucker Punch. Cannot wait for that. That's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really good. Do you think, I hope they have like some multiplayer thing in there, because I know the last one they surprised everyone.
So I mean, look at everything that they added to Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, over time they added all those different modes to it. So I would imagine we're going to see a repeat of that with Yotei.
But nobody was expecting that. That was like a huge surprise. That was
all.
Huge. Yeah, we'll see. All right, Pete. Any other ones?
Hell Is Us by Rogue Factor from Nacon. Supernatural, third-person perspective fantasy action. It looks like an action RPG game. It looks creepy and exciting and hack a slash, and it just seems like something that I'm gonna go really get into. I love those spooky, scary hacking slash type games, and it's something I'm really looking forward to. Kind of like a diversion in 2025, just trying to switch it up from what I usually play. Besides that, I think number 3 for me would be Little Nightmares 3 from Supermassive. That's the one I'm probably the most hype about of the 3 that we're talking about today. It's the third entry in the puzzle platformer. Supermassive does no wrong in this genre. They've knocked it out of the park every single time, and I don't think they'll miss on this one either.
Yeah, I played that game. Was it at Gamescom Paris? Yeah. Did you get to play it too? Oh no, Paris. Little Nightmares 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good, but something is missing in that game. Something. I don't know what exactly. I don't know if it's because the level was just like too bright, not as dark as the previous games. I don't know what, but the game looks cool. I'm very curious to play it, once it comes out, but good to know, man. Well, for me, I know we talked about Nintendo Switch 2, Metro Prime 4. I'm very, very excited to play that. It's been a long, long time since I played a Metro Prime game. I know this was announced so long ago. E3 was still around. Reggie was still president, and it got delayed. It's been a long time. So this, I think one of the conversations I was having with Paris at the last episode, which he brought it up, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Where it looks like the game will come out. It's on the Switch 2 and also the original Switch. It probably will come up both at the same time. Similar to when Zelda came out, when the original Switch was launched. I can see that happening with this game. I mean, a lot of people have been waiting for it, man. So Metro Prime 4 looks good, man. It looks a really, really good game. Graphically looks different, and it doesn't look like a Nintendo Switch game. It looks like they used that trailer using the Switch 2s. Paris?
Hollow Knight Silk Song. It's time. Jesus Christ, that game has to come out this year. We've obviously been anticipating that one for a few years now. It seems like 2025 is going to be the year for that. Can't wait for it to come out. It's going to be great.
All right, Pete, your last one, Pete.
I'm hesitant to say this because I don't want to get disappointed. Gears of War E-Day. It's been a minute since I've been super hyped for a Gears game. Again, I don't know if it's going to be a 2025 game again.
That is not a 2025.
Being hopeful. Let me have this, bro.
I gotta crush your dreams on that one. I have that one on pretty good authority. That game ain't coming out.
Not coming out because we both, Paris and I, we sat down with the team at after the showcase, Xbox showcase. It's a very early announcement. That's not coming out for a while, yo. Yeah, but hey,
let me dream.
Let you dream. It's okay.
Let me dream.
I'll let you dream. I'm gonna mention an honorable mention right now first. Because it hasn't been announced yet.
No. See,
why?
You're messing the whole thing up.
Okay. All right.
You do all right. What are you doing?
All right. Jesus Christ. Fuck.
25, we're cursing on the show and everything now. Woo!
I'm trying to be nice here. All right. So my last game for me is Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm super pumped to play that. Really enjoyed the previous games. Then I stopped for a while. Remember a long time, but this one I got to play a couple months back last year. I played a new demo of Monster Hunter Wilds, and it looks like a game that even people that have never got into the previous games, I think they're gonna get into this a lot easier. Like they just the features, the way how you play, and it feels very very fast too. But Monster Hunter Wilds is coming out, I believe, in February of this year, next month. Actually, yeah. Very excited to play that game, man. I think the game is going to be really, really good. They showed a presentation during the Game Awards, and it looked really, really good. I mean, there was like some bugs here and there, but that was really early. But months after that, I got to play the demo, and it played very, very smooth on PC. So, yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds is my third most anticipated game of this year. Go ahead, Paris.
South of Midnight. And I'm biased because I went to Compulsion and I've seen it already. Mm-hmm. But I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised by that game. Hazel's story, what they're going to be telling about the Deep South, just all the mythology and the legends that are going to come out of that, the artwork that they're doing in that game, the music, it all just looks fantastic to me. So, like I said, I know I'm a little biased when it comes to that, but definitely anticipating South of Midnight.
I didn't mention that game because I knew Paris was going to mention it. So I'm like, I don't want us to repeat this.
You didn't know I was going to do that.
Paris, I knew you were going to mention that game. I knew you were going to mention that game. All right. So now can we mention honorable mentions?
Yes, now we can. It's like, geez.
All right, Pete.
Grand Theft Auto 6. No. I wanted to throw out South of Midnight because I like the premise of it. I love the storytelling on that one. I think it's great. Hollow Knight Silk Song is a phenomenal choice, Paris. I'm so glad you called that one out. And another one that I want to call out is Subnautica 2 from Unknown Worlds and Crafton. I think that game is going to be phenomenal. And with the money that Crafton's going to be able to throw that based off the success off the first one, I think it's going to be a guaranteed hit. That's mine.
Yeah. Look, this game hasn't been announced yet, but Mario Kart 9, I think it's time. It's time.
In 2025?
Yes. Launch. Remember this and clip this, everyone. Nintendo Switch 2 launch. Mario Kart 9. It's
right
going
next to
to happen.
E-Day.
It's going to happen on the 40th anniversary, of Super Mario Brothers. Mario Kart 9 is coming out. That's my honorable mention. But besides that, the new Doom game, The Dark Ages, that game is going to be fire. That game is going to be fuego when it comes out. And I know I'm curious to play it. I would like to learn more about the game. I know we got to see this last year. It's a new Assassin's Creed Shadows. Just want to look. I think it's been a couple years for Ubisoft. This has to sell, man. If it doesn't sell, I don't know what's gonna happen to Ubisoft, bro. I have no idea. Either they're probably gonna make some changes if this game doesn't sell that well. But I think that it's coming out during a time where there isn't that much competition compared to releasing a game like that during the holidays, I think it's gonna do decent enough. Assassin's Creed is a big game for.
It's a huge game for them, but I don't know. I'm starting to grow weary of AC titles now, unless they can really change the game. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and fuddy duddy on it, but I'm starting to get the fatigue again from Assassin's Creed.
And one last game I was going to bring up. Pete, have you checked out the new Mafia game? Because I know we have a history with Mafia.
Yeah, I did. I've tried to follow it. I want to see more. I don't know. I really love the first one, right? And obviously the second one was cool. Third, we've got a lot of history on just from doing the launch with Take-Two.
No, what's it, Mafia 2 that we worked on?
Was it Mafia 2 or Mafia 3?
Yeah, it was. No, I don't know.
To the Googles.
I think Mafia 2.
Mafia 2.
Man.
Mafia 2.
Yeah. I was like Mafia 3. I don't remember working on Mafia 3. Yeah, Fisher Party. The most stress ever.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, outside of those, let's just say it in general, man. Xbox Game Studios 2025. You've got a lot of games coming out between the two other games from Obsidian, Fable, maybe.
Avowed?
Yeah, Avowed and Outer Worlds 2, right? Playground Games and Fable. The next
Paris is going to delay everything.
Yeah, 25 and 26 for Microsoft Game Studios is going to be very, very telling, because all those studios and titles that they've been touting about, and when they did all the studio purchases, it's now time to shine. It's now time for them to finally deliver. And fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed.
All right, Paris. How about you?
I just want to say, for the record, I don't like that I go last because y'all take my stuff.
Hey, you didn't want to go first. Not my problem.
But I'm gonna just rapid fire this. Atom Fall is a game we played that at Gamescom. I mean, it's essentially Fallout meets Stalker 2. Just kind of think of it that kind of cross combo. Speaking again of Xbox and stuff like that, the alleged gonna happen Oblivion remake. Looking forward to that. And here's why: when Oblivion came out in 2006, I didn't really play it. So I would be fascinated to now go back and actually try it out. So if it turns out to be a real thing, definitely I'll have that on the radar. You already mentioned Outer Worlds 2. I'm really looking forward to that. We've not talked about Avowed, the other main Obsidian game that's coming out. We got to preview that. It looks great. It's going to play great. Can't wait for that. And it's crazy that that's next month. It's about to drop. God, I'm forgetting something. There was another game.
Replaced.
Thank you, Jesus. Good Lord.
I was going to mention that.
Because I almost had that in my top 3. And then I was like, no, I'm going to put Silksong in there because that's even more anticipated. Replace. Which, by the way, I got DM the other day by Replace.
Interesting. Can you say what it is?
Nope. I can't.
Is it delayed to 2020?
No, I will say that I got a sneak peek at gameplay.
Oh.
Yeah. Can't wait. 2025. Day 1 on Game Pass.
You could share your screen if you want, and I could stream it.
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just saying. Really. No, the game looks dope. Like I got to see Paris play, also Andy, and after that, my session I think was like the next day, and I got to play it. The game looks dope, man. It looks really cool, man.
That's something that will always annoy me with Andy.
What happened?
I was set up to be the first person outside of that studio to play that gosh darn game, and Andy said, and slipped right in there ahead of me, and that's why I was second. I was supposed to be first.
But you got there late?
No, I was.
The traffic.
Okay, now that we want to explain
105.
Remember, Summer Game Fest, you set up the appointments, right? But you get to walk, but we actually got to go in, 30 minutes before the appointment started. Xbox hooked me up with the first appointment for Replace. I was going to be the first person to go hands-on with it. And Andy just walks his happy ass in there and go, hey, can I check this out? They were like, yep. And he's sitting there playing it before my appointment. So I lost it.
Should have came in and just disconnected the TV. Just like, click.
I know.
Go to your room.
So basically, they were setting up, getting ready for people to come in, and Andy was like, got there early. He's like, I'm gonna play first.
Yeah. Oh, another one before I forget, Civ 7, which that comes out next month as well. Man, 2025 is going to be stacked. It's going to be a lot of great stuff to play.
Now, my question I was going to ask you guys, and I know we're going to switch it to the interview in a few, but if Take-Two, Rockstar, if they stay really quiet about not delaying this game until like later this year, they probably have like an announcement. Do you think some of those games that we mentioned, some of the games that had already been announced as coming 2025, is going to get delayed because they don't want to release it during that time of Grand Theft Auto?
It depends. I know what you're saying. I don't think. I think if a company comes out and puts a date on it, and let's say Rockstar doesn't delay Grand Theft Auto 6 until September, I think you just kind of got to roll with it at that point, right? And it depends on what the game is and what you're coming out in that holiday. Because again, Call of Duty is always coming out around that time, so smaller games try to avoid that window anyways. Like I said, I think a Fable. They'll be fine. Like you mentioned, Mario, they'll be fine if they come out around the same time as Grand Theft Auto 6. But if there was some smaller new IP coming out in the holiday window and it just so happened to come out the same week as Grand Theft Auto 6, don't do that. Don't do that. Do not release on that week. You should probably delay the game at that.
Yeah. I don't want a lot of these games to be in a Titanfall 2 situation where like we're gonna release it. Who cares? And then the game flops, that's the problem. But
I know you want to do the interview, so maybe we have this discussion after the interview. I want to tie in Xbox's new strategy into everything that you're just talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. So we're gonna play the interview that I had recorded at Square Enix with the devs of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and we'll be right back to talk about.
Put a game on my Xbox.
We'll be right back.
Real quick before you go. One of the funniest things of 2024 was people getting mad at me because on XCast, I said it's freaking criminal that Final Fantasy isn't on Xbox. And then you had all the weirdos clipping videos and adding me on social media. And what are you talking about? Oh, PlayStation. And then what did Square just say? Square's like, yeah, we need to put our games on more platforms. We got to stop just going to one console. So in other words, I was right.
Yeah, but they will never give you props on that. Ever.
No, of course, they never will.
Never will. All right, so we'll be right back after this.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
All right, let's take a short break here at Gamertag Radio. But first, let's talk about our sponsor, and that's Turtle Beach. Winter has arrived, but don't panic. It's not a bad thing. It's an excuse to cancel all plans. Slap on your Turtle Beach headset and game until the sun finally decides to come back for a marathon winter gaming session. You're going to want the world's most comfortable headset with superhuman hearing technology. Turtle Beach's new Gen 3 Stealth 700 headset. It picks up so much crystal clear sound. Is basically cheating. And Turtle Beach headsets are so comfortable, you're going to feel like you're wearing a pillow on your head. Best of all, the Stealth 700 has the industry first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. That means you can seamlessly switch between your console and PC with just a click of a button. And it gets even better. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone, for music streaming or taking calls at the same time. So just imagine you listening to some Kendrick Lamar while going on a kill streak in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. For a limited time, get 10% off your order with code GTR at turtlebeach.com. Don't miss out. Stay warm. Level up your game with 10% off at turtlebeach.com using promo code GTR. This is a great way to start the new year. And look, lately I've been playing the new event that just added in Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and that's Squid Game. And you'll play red light, green light. There's a couple of the other new modes available in multiplayer, Warzone, and also zombie mode. And using this headset, you're going to hear your enemies very, very clearly. Plus, you can hear it in the background, red light, green light, which you need to stop and go at the right time. So I highly recommend for you to take advantage of this deal, this promo code, 10% off only for GTR listeners. So go right now to turtlebeach.com, use promo code GTR, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. And this is a great way to start the new year. So happy new year, GTR listeners. Take advantage of this deal. And thanks to Turtle Beach for sponsoring this episode of Gamertag Radio.
This is Gamertag Radio. Voicemail at 786-2737-GTR.
First thing first, congratulations getting nominated, multiple nominations. So how does it feel to get nominated at the Game Awards for this game?
ノミネーションをゲームアワードで受けていると思いますけれども、まずはおめでとうございます。で、もろもろのノミネーションがあって、どのようなお気持ちであるか。
そうですね。これは
Do we want him to speak into the microphone?
Yeah, into the microphone.
OK。そうですね。ゲーム自体はやっぱ発売したタイミングから含めて、自信を持って、リリースしていたので、それが、やっぱ今のアワードシーズンになって、さらにそこで、コミュニティや、メディアから、評価されてノミネーションされる。もしくはまた受賞をしていくっていうのは、非常に、作り手としては、誇らしい限りです。
So of course, it has been a while since the game had released originally, but we were really confident with this second installment since we have been in production. And with the awards season now happening and receiving all this praise and recognition from the media and the community makes me really proud as a creator on the project.
What are the lessons learned from working from the first one and the second game?
1作目から2作目にかけていろいろ学びというか習得事項があったかと思いますが、いくつか挙げていただけますか？
そうですね。大きいところで言うと、やっぱり1作目っていうのはストーリードリブンなゲーム展開をのゲームデザインをしていたので、そこからやっぱり2作目に対して新たな進化とかゲーム体験をっていうところに対して、今回はワールドマップに対してやっぱりすごく広い空間を活用して、ユーザーがいろんなゲームコンテンツとかゲーム体験っていうのを自分で選びながら体験できるっていうところは、やっぱり1作目のベースがあったからこそ実現できたものだと思っているので、そこは分かりやすくユーザーに届いたところかなと思います。
I think the biggest lessons that we've learned, of course, with the first title being story-driven, we wanted to make sure that we're showing a sort of evolution with the second title. And so that's where we introduced the world map, where people can traverse through this sort of open and vast space. And the player has the choice to pick which content they want to approach first, or which game experience they want to dive into first. And I think that can only be achieved because we had that base understanding from that first installment. And so we were able to kind of take that learning and put it into something that we can deliver to our players.
Yeah, sometimes I felt like there was a lot of things to do. I felt overwhelmed with the game being open world. Was there something that you guys thought that maybe other players were going to feel the same, that it was just so much content in there? Or do you think it was the right amount of side quests in the game for you and the team? And you can pass the mic if you want to.
ごめんなさい。お答えに入る前にマイク、もし北瀬さんも発言される場合は自由にマイクを渡していただいて大丈夫ですので、実際の質問なんですけれども、結構、確かにオープンな、フィールドの中で、本当にいろいろな体験が、そこで待っているという点においてはすごい素晴らしいと思いましたし、逆にいろいろありすぎて圧倒されちゃうというふうに思うプレイヤーもいたかと思います。作り手として、こういったフィールドであったり、様々な場面で組み込んだ ミニゲームであったり、サイドクエスト、サブクエストに関しては、量としてはちょうどいいぐらいだったのか、いや、圧倒されるユーザーさんもいるかもしれないと思われたのか、どういった温度感ですか？
そういう意味だと、今回は、なんだろうな、全部の、コンテンツを、すべて埋めていくユーザーっていうのは、少なくてもいいというか、そんなに多くはならないだろうというぐらいの、想定でゲームを設計していたので、そういう意味で、コンテンツ量だったり、そのクエストだったり、ミニゲームだったりっていうところが、ユーザーに対して圧倒されるような感じを受けてもらえたっていうところは、まさに狙っている通りの、ものでした。
So of course, the bar that we set was looking at it from a completionist perspective. If they are a player who needs to tackle every single content and be able to check them all off, I think we wanted to make it so that it's maybe just maybe it's a little less as than expected for like a pure completionist. But then even with that amount, I think there's a substantial amount of content, minigames, side quests that the players can tackle. So I think a more general player might feel a little overwhelmed, and it's reassuring to hear that there was that kind of reaction from people. And I think we were able to kind of strike a good balance on that end.
I know you guys can announce the PC version. I know the first one came out also for PC, and I played a lot also on my Steam Deck on the go all the time. Are we gonna see anything new for the PC version, like for example, ultra widescreen mode or anything like that, or is it gonna be similar to the first one?
PC 版が今回リバースでも発表されることになりますが、結構リメイクに関しても Steam デッキで遊んで、その出先ですごい楽しませていただきました。今回のリバースの PC バージョンで、何か新たな要素であったり、新たに対応するもの、例えばウルトラワイドスクリーン対応であったり、そういった何か新しい仕様を加える予定はありますか？それともリメイクと同じような形での展開になるんでしょうか？
そうですね。PC バージョン用のカスタマイズっていうのは、今回多分リメイク以上に、今回、対応していて、わかりやすいところだと、プレイステーション5、よりも、ライティングの、処理を、大幅に改善していまして、キャラクターの、全般的な表情だったり見た目っていうのは、プレイステーション5版から比べて、大きく向上しているというのがあります。
So in terms of the PC customization, I believe there should be more options compared to the first remake, Final Fantasy VII Remake. And then specifically for Rebirth, we improved the overall lighting processes. And so many of the depictions of the characters, the way their expressions are shown, the way they look on screen, have been significantly improved from the PS5 version.
あとは、キャラクターとか背景のモデリングだったり、テクスチャーも、プレイステーション5 Pro 以上の、表現ができるようになっているので、よりハイエンドな PC を使っている方は、プレイステーション5以上の、表現のグラフィック以上の、ゲーム体験ができるようになっているっていうところも一つ特徴ですから。
And then in terms of the characters and the background textures, we made sure that we have refined that as well. And we do expect a graphical performance. If you're using a high-end PC, it will be higher than that of the PS5 Pro.
あとは最近の流行りのアップスケーリングのDLS とか、あとはVSS かなとか、最近の PC の、トレンドは、比較的対応しているので、その辺も、ユーザーに喜ばれるかなというふうに思います。
And of course, the upscaling like DSSR or VSS, I believe, there will be support for those as well. So we're hoping that the players will be happy to see those incorporated as well.
あとはそのハイエンドなPC だけじゃなくて、先ほどおっしゃってたように、Steam デッキみたいなやっぱり低スペックなものに対しても、ちゃんと動くように最適化をかけているので、ハイエンドからロースペックまで含めて、より多くのユーザーに楽しんでもらえるような、PC バージョンになってるんじゃないかなと思います。
That said, of course, we do have these customization elements for the high-end PCs, but of course, we do want to accommodate for those who may not have such environments. And also, we do want to make sure that the game is fully functional on the Steam Deck as well. And we are optimizing for the lower-end PCs as well. So we are trying to accommodate for a wide range of PC players.
And any future plans about Xbox version? I know there's a lot of fans that will like to try it out for the first time, you know? Is there anything like that or no? If you could talk about it.
お話できる範囲で構いませんので、結構海外だと Xbox でプレイするユーザーさんが結構いるので、Xbox での展開は考えておられますでしょうか？
前に私が Xbox 好きですって言ったら、それが記事になってました。
I personally like to play on the Xbox and media picked that up.
今なんかXbox に対して、Final Fantasy のこのリメイクシリーズを提供するかどうかみたいなところは、今ちょっとお答えできるところはないんですけど、ただ、我々がこの FX7 のリメイクプロジェクトを今後どういう展開をしていきたいかっていうところに関しては、やっぱ明確なビジョンがあって、より多くのお客さんに、届けれる環境を増やしていくっていうところが、まずあります。なので、今は PlayStation 5があって、さらに今回 PC バージョンっていうのが出ますけど、今後やっぱり機会があれば、より多くの環境に届けていきたいっていうところは、明確に意思を持っています。
So at this time, I'm afraid there isn't really anything we can say about Final Fantasy Remake project on Xbox. But of course, we do have this vision in terms of future sort of how we spread the remake project. And of course, we always want to introduce the game to as many players as we can. And we did release the PlayStation 5 version originally, and then now we're going to be releasing a PC version. And we are hopeful that there may be opportunities that could be explored.
Yeah, it's cool to see the genre RPG games like getting a lot of great reviews and also getting nominated. How does it feel to see RPG getting a lot of talk like from like the fans and also from the media, plus getting great reviews too overall?
RPG というジャンルが結構いろいろな局面で取り上げられたり、アワードでノミネーションを受けたりしていますけれども、こうやってファンであったり、メディア、あとはそのレビュー記事などで RPG という全体のジャンルが取り上げられていることに対して、どのようにお考えですか？どのようなお気持ちですか？
そうですね。私どもね、ファイナルファンタジーでその RPG をずっと扱ってきて、非常に今でもそういう、トレンドとしてね、RPG が評価されているというのは非常に嬉しく思います。やっぱRPG のゲームを作ってて思うのは、いろんな要素が、ストーリーがあったり、それこそ、世界を探索する要素があったり、そして、バトルシステムがあったり、また、ミニゲームがあったりっていうので、RPG っていろんなゲームの要素が、非常に多く詰まってる、ゲームでもあるので、そういう意味では、なんだろうな、作る方としても非常に、ある意味、たくさんのゲームが一つの中に収まってるっていう感じなので、作るのも大変ではあるんですけども、ただお客さんは、そういういろんな、楽しさ、要素が詰まったゲームって部分では非常に楽しまれて評価されてるんじゃないかなとは思っています。
So with Final Fantasy, of course, being an RPG and us being on these kind of projects and handling RPG, it is really exciting, and it makes me happy to see these games being picked up and being in the trend, so to speak. And while we make these games, an RPG contains a lot of different elements like story, exploration, battle, various mini games. So, of course, people who are making these RPG games, it's as if they're making different games and kind of packing it into this one single package. And it is hard work, but it's also delivers a lot of different elements of fun to our players. And it's wonderful to see that many people are recognizing that and giving us acclaim.
Out of all the characters that's in the game, which one is the one that stand out the most for you personally, and why?
ゲームの中に登場する様々なキャラクターの中で、ご自身の中で最も思い入れのあるキャラクター、そうですね、思い入れのあるキャラクター、格別感のあるキャラクターと、その理由を教えてください。お二人とも。
私は多分、ベタにはなっちゃうんですけど、クラウドですかね、やっぱり。それも理由は結構簡単で、もうこの開発、このリメイクプロジェクト開発し始めて、私はもう、どれかな、もう7、8年とか9年とか多分関わってるんですけど、もう、ずっとクラウドの姿を、やっぱテストプレイも含めて、もう、見ない日がないぐらいやってるんで、そういう意味ではもうなんか、もう家族の一員ぐらいな感じの、気持ちが私の中にはあります。
一回訳しますね。I'm going to translate in between. So this might sound really cliche, but it would be Cloud for me. And the reason is quite simple. I've been on the Final Fantasy VII Remake project for about 8 or 9 years at this point, and I've always had Cloud there visibly. I don't think there was a time that I haven't seen him in front of me. So he's almost like family to me at this point.
はい、私はですね、原作の当時から、ヴィンセントっていう、ホラーキャラクターっていうのをちょっと出したかったので、その原作当時にシナリオライターにお願いして、ヴィンセントってキャラクターを生み出してもらったので、そこには非常に思い入れがあります。で、今回のリメイクプロジェクトではまだリバースにおいてはまだ、ある種ゲストキャラ的なというかな、本格的にまだ参戦をしていないので、3作目にはね、非常にどんな活躍するかっていうのは、今からね、我ながら期待しています。
In my case, I've had an affinity for Vincent since the original Final Fantasy VII because I wanted to introduce a character that leans on that horror sort of atmosphere. So I asked the scenario writer at the time to introduce this character into the original. And throughout the remake project, or in Rebirth particularly, he's more of a guest and doesn't really actively participate within the party just yet. So I'm really excited to see how he's going to be depicted in the third installment.
I would love to see in the future maybe a movie or a series similar to what you guys released years ago about Final Fantasy VII. Is there anything like that you guys would like to see that in the future for you personally? Because now I feel like there's a lot of TV networks and investing a lot of money in movies and TV series. Would that something would be interesting for you in the future? Something like that to share the story about Final Fantasy with other people?
FF の、もちろん、過去に映像化というのはあったのですけれども、今回のそのリメイクプロジェクトを経て、また新たにその映画であったり、テレビシリーズであったり、何かしらの映像化を見てみたいと思ったりしますか？
そうですね。どう答えたらいいんだろうね。個人的に見てみたいと思うかってことですか？そうですね。 現時点で何かもちろん具体的な話ってのはないんですけども、単純に個人的な希望からすると、まあ、なんだろうな、結構リメイクプロジェクト始まってからもそうなんですけど、いろんなそれこそハリウッドの監督とか、ハリウッドの俳優さんとかが、子供の頃ね、FF7 をプレイして好きであったり、もしくはいろいろそういう多くのクリエイターさんからリスペクトをしてもらってるって話はね、結構聞こえてきたりするので、そういうね、今一線で、世界で活躍してるいろんなクリエイターさんが、FF7 のね、映像化をしてくれたらね、非常に見てみたいな、楽しいなと思いますけど、まあ現状ね、具体的な計画はありませんけど、そういう、なんていうのかな、楽しみはありますよね。そのぐらいファイナルファンタジー7っていろんな、映像クリエイターさんからも、非常にリスペクトされてる作品だと思っているので、そこは非常に嬉しく思っています。
So of course, we don't have anything officially planned, and so this is just strictly my personal sort of wish. But yeah, I've seen or heard about various Hollywood directors and actors playing Final Fantasy VII, and many creators also kind of respect the title, and I've been hearing things about creators out there who are very interested in the property, who love the Final Fantasy VII universe. And so, yeah, personally, I would love to see something that comes out of these creators in terms of like a cinematic or some kind of visual piece. And yeah, I would personally be excited because there are so many creators out there who do respect our Final Fantasy VII universe. But again, yeah, nothing planned officially. No sort of talks have been made along us, but yeah, it would be nice to see something.
Yeah, the only reason I ask is I love the movie, so yeah, that's why I asked.
Advent Children.
Yeah, really good movie. The last question. For those that haven't had an opportunity still to play Final Fantasy VII, the remake and rebirth, why they should pick up this game up and try it out for the first time.
先ほどの質問ですけれども、アドベント・チルドレンを見たときにすごい印象的だったのでお伺いした次第です。最後の質問になるのですけれども、リメイク・リバースを遊んでいないプレイヤーさんに向けて、リバースを遊ぶ意味で、なぜ遊ぶべきかっていうところのアピールをお願いできますか？
そうですね。そういう意味では原作自体が、20年以上前に、制作された原作なんですけども、今やゲームのファンや、もしくはゲームのメディアさんも含めて、いろんなゲームの、ある意味ゲームの世界では非常にこの20年間ね、多くの影響を与えた IP ゲームでもあると思いますので、ゲームシーンの歴史を作ってきたファイナルファンタジー7っていうのに対して皆さんまだプレイされてない方がいるとするならば、今リメイクプロジェクトで現代に新しく蘇っているゲームでありますので、ぜひね、プレイしていただいて、ある意味このゲームの、歴史を体現するじゃないですけども、そういうような気持ちでね、新しくプレイしていただければと思います。
So of course, the original Final Fantasy VII was created 20 plus years ago, but even then, we've seen fans and media really inspired or affected by this title. And if I dare say, it kind of formed the history of our sort of franchise. And so with the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, we have brought this classic into the modern sort of gaming format. And so we're hoping that players would take this opportunity to maybe not experience the history per se, but get a chance to kind of experience what people have been talking about over these years.
OK? まあ、北瀬と被るところはあるんですけど、まあやっぱりこう、ファイナルファンタジー7っていうのを聞いたことはあるけど、こう、まあゲームとしては体験したことがないっていう方も、多くいるとは思うんですけど、まあ、やっぱりなんだろうな、ゲーム、こうデジタルエンターテインメントの、こう市場の中で、やっぱりこう、ものすごくこう、知名度の高い、コンテンツだと思うので、そういう意味で、ぜひ、こう、今の、こう、時代に新たにもう一回リメイクされて、いるので、新しい世代、若い人たちが触っても楽しいものに、なっているので、ぜひ、触ってもらいたいなっていうふうに、思います。また、あと、ちょうど PC 版が、こう、発売されて、リメイクとリバースをセットにした、こう、ツインパックっていうのも、こう、発売のこう、記念をセールして、まあ、ディスカウントもされていますので、非常にこう、今入りやすい、タイミングですので、ぜひぜひ多くの人に触ってもらえると嬉しく思います。
So some of what I say might overlap with what Kitase just mentioned, but I'm sure there are players out there who've heard of Final Fantasy VII but not really experienced it for themselves. And with digital entertainment and that sort of landscape, I think this is content that is familiar or recognized by many people. And so we have made Final Fantasy VII Rebirth to match more of the modern style of gameplay. And so I'm hoping that it will be enjoyable for a new generation of players as well. And with the announcement of the PC version, we will be offering a launch or pre-order discount on the Twin Pack, which bundles the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. So I think that will allow for new players to jump in even more easily. So we're hoping that players will take interest.
Yeah, I just want to say it was an honor talking to you guys, and good luck with the awards.
皆さんとお話できてすごい光栄でした。アワードの受賞というか、受賞できることを願っております。
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
All right, so we're back here. Gamertag Radio. Shout out to Square Enix. Great interview. I had a great time recording it. That day was chaotic for me because we had to go to downtown. I had to go to the Square Enix office. That's a long drive with traffic and everything, man. But yeah, and I have a couple more interviews coming out the next 2 weeks that was recorded. One of them is Warren Spector's new game, Thick of Thieves, I think it's called. Something like that. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. And also the second one is the new Dying Light game, which I sat down with the team too. So stay tuned for that. All right, Paris. So what is it that you want to talk about before we wrap it up?
So a couple things. Like, obviously CES next week. We know Lenovo's having their event. Valve's going to be there. Jason Ronald from Xbox is going to be there as well. There's clearly a shift that is happening in this industry with Valve is being very disruptive with SteamOS, starting to put that on more devices, handhelds, all that. Obviously, Xbox is ramping up. This is an Xbox putting games on more devices, all that. So the reason I bring that up is, like, we talk about Xbox and Grand Theft Auto 6 and release windows and all that. Xbox arguably is the first or second biggest publisher in the world now after the Activision acquisition. So when you think about it, when we're already thinking about the games that are coming in 2025, Xbox is getting, and then you think of 2026, 2027 and beyond, Xbox is getting to a point where they just got to put their stuff out. They can't keep waiting. They can't delay things. If games are ready to drop, they got to put them out because they're at a point now where they're not just supporting their console. Sure, there's Xbox hardware, there's PC hardware, there's handheld hardware. They're porting certain things over to PlayStation. We know they're going to port stuff over to Switch too, as well. So it's like they got to get these games on as many of these devices as they can when they're ready. Grand Theft Auto 6 be damned. So if they got stuff that's in that October, November window that's ready to go, they're going to put it out. Honestly, I don't see them delaying anything. They simply can't, because if you let's say they push back Fable into 2026. Now the domino effects, now you're probably pushing back a Perfect Dark, a Gears, Clockwork Revolution, whatever the hell else is coming out, Halo remake, all these things. So they're getting to the point where they just got to get the games out. So when you think of it that way, look, and I say all that because people love giving me crap because I give my opinion. Xbox has obviously changed. I've stuck my foot in my mouth because I didn't think they were doing what they're doing now, and they're doing it, but they're doing it. That's why I'm going to be very interested to see what Jason Ronald has to say at this Lenovo event as far as Xbox, on these handhelds and their strategy with that. Are they going to make an Xbox OS? Because I think that's where they're headed with this. Like, I've been messing around with Bazite, which is essentially a forked version of SteamOS. Put that on my Rogue Ally. And that kind of makes sense that if this is an Xbox, everything is an Xbox, and they're going to allow third-party companies to start making Xbox hardware, you got to have a standard OS that goes with it. Windows 11 ain't cutting it. I'll tell you that right now. Mm-mm. They cannot just go with the base Windows 11. They're going to have to fork Windows, basically make it an Xbox OS so it's more streamlined, so that the UI seamless across devices. No matter what device you pick up, it's the same UI, same experiences. They're already starting to do, because we've already seen it with Steam, with Indiana Jones. Whereas I can pick up Indiana Jones on Steam, and then there's that Xbox tab where now I can link my saves and progress and achievements across devices now. That's where they're headed. And like I said, I know that was a long way. Look, I know I snuck in Grand Theft Auto 6 to get to this Xbox stuff because I just want to talk about it. But I think they're at a point now where even a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 can't deter them, because their strategy is get all these games out, get it on a regular cadence across multiple devices. And that's where I think they're headed in 2025.
Yeah. I was going to mention this, Paris. I know, was it the other day you said that Jason Schreier mentioned something about PlayStation is going to this thing too?
Okay, so I have to laugh at that. So Jason Schreier said basically what I've been saying all year, that if you think PlayStation ain't doing multi-platform, you're fooling yourself. They're just not doing it as aggressive as Xbox is. But Jason Schreier said it himself. So I tweeted that out and I immediately muted it because I knew it'd be chaos.
It was chaos, yeah.
So I don't even know what people were saying. But
So I think the first, it's not the first game, because I know the MLB came out already on Xbox, but I could see a Lego Horizon maybe come out next. And
I know that's rumored.
Yeah, and after that, who knows? But
my thing even on that one is, because, and then look, like I said, I didn't read the comments, but I can imagine, then you're going to put the game to an Xbox. Ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you really think they're not going to get more closer and closer to day and date on PC, you're fooling yourself. The only reason they don't do day and date right now on PC is they don't have the studios to support it. That's the only reason why. That's why they got, I'm blanking on the name.
Helldivers 2?
No. The studio that ports all their stuff to PC now. Oh my God, I'm blanking on their name. You know who I'm talking about. But that's just one studio. As an Insomniac, as a Sucker Punch, as a Naughty Dog can ramp up and do simultaneous console and PC support, they're going to do it. I mean, that's essentially what happening with Xbox right now as far as porting things to PlayStation is. If a studio is able, like id is able to have Doom ready for Xbox and PC and PlayStation day and date, they're doing it. Other ones like Indiana Jones, Machine Games obviously wasn't ready to do that. So you saw time exclusivity, but it's going to PlayStation. It's the future, man. It's just where it's headed. I mean, people can have all this brand loyalty stuff and Xbox, PlayStation, blah, 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 blah. It's like, I really don't care, because it's like, if you want to play the games, go play the games. Why do you care where you play it at? That's just the truth of the matter. And these companies trying to make money. The console market has not grown. That's what, look, we're consumers. We don't have to care about that stuff, but that's just the truth of the business. It's around 200 million, and it's been around 200 million probably for like a decade. It's not growing. So where's the growth? PC and mobile. That's why you're seeing games go that way. That's why you see Xbox doing what they're doing. That's why you're about to see PlayStation do the same thing. That's all. And I said it before, I'll say it again. The second you bring Nintendo into this, bring them into it all you want. That's fine. We know Nintendo's Nintendo, but a Nintendo is a generation removed from one of the worst console generations ever with the Wii U. So they're not immune. Hell, who knows with the Switch 2? What if people are like, I don't want to buy another Switch. I got one already. And the Switch 2 doesn't sell on the scale that the Switch does, which is very possible, by the way. But we'll see.
You know what's funny? Seeing, because all the leaks has been coming out on the Switch 2, people are like, oh man, this system is going to fail. It's not as powerful as the other console. I'm like, bro, Nintendo has never been that type of company where they want to release the most powerful console. It's never been their thing, you know? So Nintendo's going to release this, and this is going to be a huge success for the company. Look, the original Nintendo Switch wasn't even that powerful compared to like Xbox consoles and the PlayStation consoles. And it outsold both of those, you know? So, and now every single company is copying Nintendo where, okay, now we also have a handheld device, which you could also connect it to your TV. Everybody copied from Nintendo. Nintendo is in their own lane, man. Not worry about none of this stuff, man.
But you brought up the power narrative with Nintendo. Let's not forget, the GameCube was more powerful than the PlayStation 2.
Yes, it was. You're right.
And when it didn't sell on the scale of the PlayStation 2, they realized we got to stop trying to compete on that level. And that's why you got the Wii.
And it wasn't even HD, the Wii. And it sold like crazy, you know? So anything else, Pete, from your side, you're good?
No, it's true. I mean, hardware is, look, we've known since how long that devices like the Xbox don't make money for Microsoft. We've known this, right? It wasn't until year 4 or 5 that I think Xbox 360 made money for Microsoft. And it's never been, right. It's always been about the software ecosystem. Always. Microsoft has always been a software ecosystem. Why would any of the other systems be any different? Maybe Nintendo, just because of the sheer quantity that they sell. Look, man, it's always been a software game, and that it's an acceptable loss on the hardware side because they want to get you deeper and deeper into the ecosystem. It's always been like that. I think the moment people start to understand this is when a lot of this console crap starts to die down.
And that's never going to happen. People are always going to be...
It's always going to be there's always going to be the tribalism. I get it.
You know, but I was going to mention one more thing. I don't know if you guys seen this at all, but a group of developers got together and ported Grand Theft Auto 3 on the Sega Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive. And here's the thing. That game could have come out the Sega Dreamcast at that time, but I think it was maybe because of the exclusive PlayStation, whatever. Maybe that's the reason why it never happened. But man, I was in shock when I saw the game. I'm like, yo, this game runs great on the Sega Dreamcast. What the heck? I was very curious seeing the videos online and people playing it too, man. So that was really, really cool seeing that, man. Anything else, guys, before we wrap it up?
I got one last thing.
Yeah. What game is going to get delayed?
No, it's not a delay.
This is the delay episode.
It's just, like I said, I've been sick all week. So
yeah.
Balatro is cocaine. It's literal cocaine.
Balatro.
I now know what it feels like to be addicted, to have cocaine and be addicted. My God. That's literally all I played all week. That's all I play. I ain't playing nothing else. I've been playing Balatro. I've been playing on Steam. I'm playing on Apple Arcade. It's just, oh my God.
Is that because of the ease of play and you could just sit on the couch under the blankets and just, or like, what is it about it?
It's it's when you get to those higher decks and you get to the challenge stuff and oh my God, it ain't a card game no more. It's about, you got to take risks. You got to be smart about which jokers you're using, the spectral cards, the planet card. Bro, oh my God.
Is it luck? Is it luck or skills on that one?
It's skill. It goes beyond luck. I mean, there's some luck in what cards get drawn, obviously. But it's about setting yourself up for success as far as like when you get to those blind boss blinds and stuff, and they have the ridiculous, all cards are face down when they're drawn. It's like, how are you supposed to know? right? So you have to strategically use your discards to see the cards that you want, and then you got to set it up, and then you got to have like use your celestial stuff to level up certain hands. So if I'm doing 2 pair, I got it at level 5 or straight flush. Dude, it's chaos. Honestly, if I were to redo Game of the Year, that's a Game of the Year.
Balatro.
That's Game of the Year now. I'm addicted. Absolutely addicted to it. It's so good, dude.
That's dope. Have you played on mobile on your?
That's what I was saying, Apple Arcade, because I played on the Apple TV and then I just bring it up on the iPhone as well. And then, like I said, cool. And then I put it on the Steam Deck because, you know, I'm like playing it on it. It's cocaine. It is literal cocaine.
Thank
Digital
you for
cocaine.
promoting drugs here in Paris. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here. Stay on for the after show if you guys want. But yeah, thank you for listening. Make sure to check out GTR Retro episodes every Thursday coming up for the rest of the year. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna go back old school days, man. GTR. So, and you're gonna hear also Pete coughing on the old episodes too. He never mute himself when he needs to cough.
Why are you going to call me out and not call out Paris for crackling the water bottle in the middle of the show?
Really, you have to go there? You really have to go there. My God. It's all good.
Man, I'm sick. Screw y'all. I don't care. Cracking this is all
Hey guys, until next week, we're out. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.